Hello everybody and welcome back to another Minecraft video. This is gonna be one of those videos where I'm just posting in between working on my project. And so, have you guys ever heard the phrase, oh, this needs to be studied and that needs to be studied? Well, I studied one of those. Basically, have you guys ever seen people say like, oh, Minecraft evolution and skin making needs to be studied? Well, I did that. I went ahead and studied it for you guys, and I'm going to walk you through how skins have evolved over the course of Minecraft's stuff. In a later video, I'm going to go into how I do skin making and how I've gotten better at it over time. But anyways, let's go ahead and get started. You'll actually notice that there are quite a few stages, and there's like 5-6 stages. So we'll discuss them as we get to them. So starting off with stage number 1, we have what I like to call the 2010 roleplay stage. Now this, I don't actually know when skin customization was added to Minecraft, but what I do know is that it did start out like this. You had very plain coloration, especially in the skin and clothes, occasionally with some texturing differences like this top part here, and then the hair would have a color, a slightly darker version of that color, and then a very noticeably darker version of the color. Now in this you can't see it as much, like you can see some of the shading, right, and then the much noticeable darker tone, but if you watch like Phoenix Drop High, you're gonna see what I'm talking about in terms of like Lawrence and Afmau and stuff. This is like the basic at that time. There are still skins made like this where there's just no texturing in the skin tone for some reason, but yeah, this is basically how it started. You're gonna see a lot of skins sort of designed like this. In fact, if I open up the menu, you'll notice this skin. A little bit more shading, but it's still, like in the hair, it has that weird shading style. But, no, it is mostly like this, where you have that, like, roleplay look. Going into number 2, we have what I like to call the headphone hoodie phase. This is like every male and e-girl skin out there. It had a very prominent coloration of the jackets or the hoodies, which was then shared in the headset, and they always had these really big hoods. You'll find just tons of these. The most notable example I have is EY Stream. However, I can find so many skins that look exactly like this one, which is why I have this here as like another reference. But no, this is like the mainstream style for some weird reason, and this was like, I want to say, I have it in my notes, like 2014-ish is where it kicked in. Yeah, like 2014, 2015, and it was popular until around like 2019, I would say. You'll still find skins made like this. They're just not as popularly made. In around 2018, you have what I like to call Evolution 3 or HD eyes. This skin does have some HD in terms of like the ears back here, and the hair is a little more rounded off, but it's the eyes that are most prominent. You'll see this in a lot of roleplay videos. If you look at Fame High and some of the later Afmau stuff, the only issue is I can't actually find skins with the HD eyes where the shape changes and stuff like that, simply because those skins just don't have eyes on them. I think the eyes are added later on or something. I'm not too sure how they do it, but yeah, there's just no eyes on the skin at all. But yeah, so this is yeah, this is stage 3. You'll notice that there is some shading here, but that's just the skin I found. It's more accurately built like this, but just with HD eyes. Anyways, stage 4, yeah, yeah, 4. You have full HD. This is most visible in AFMAO's most recent content and stuff like that. I would like to point out the eye texturing and how they're HD. Um, that's this stage right here. This eye texturing honestly has been used on skins made like stage 1. But if the shape is at all different or changed from the normal Minecraft stuff, it's this stage here. So yeah, you have actual HD on the hoodie and stuff. It looks great. I think there's a lot of good detail added in here. I think the hoodie looks great, but this is its own separate stage because there are just a ton of people that have made full-on HD skins, and kudos to you for putting in that effort. But yeah, so this is its own stage. You could theoretically merge the two, but because the HD eyes, built like the eyes on this skin, were introduced back around here, and the faces weren't made HD until like 2018 type of thing. There's a reason for the separation, okay? That's all I'm trying to say. Moving on to modern day, I would say this is like 20. If you want like an exact timeline, the full HD is going to be like 2021 probably. And I think this kicked in around 2023. This is what I like to call the emo boy e-girl phase. Um, it has good texturing on this skin. I have this skin here because it has more of the good texturing I'm talking about and actual texturing methods. But in terms of like the face and the head, it's this. You have a lot of grayed out colors except for the skin tone. The skin tones typically are going to be a little more brighter, sometimes flushed out, maybe even a little like reddish, but the hair typically is going to be a lot more grayscaled, less saturated in color. You're going to see a lot of like hoodies on, especially in this skin. You're going to see a lot of just pants and a lot of longer clothing. If you go on to Nova Skin, you'll find a ton of skins that look very similar to this. And this skin is just showing you the way that like the hair is designed on girls and sort of like the texturing that I was talking about. And so that's it for the main 5 evolution stages. I do have like a extra 6th stage, which is a combination of this and stage 1, which is this skin right here. This is sort of my style of skin making. Actually, I've made this skin specifically. And you'll notice that it looks, honestly, I like it a lot, like the way it looks. You have texturing. It's a little more subtle than some other skins, but it's definitely there. You have overlay with the hair, which isn't always a thing. You'll notice it here, right? Sometimes they're just not added, like stage 2 missed it completely. Now, while stage 1 has only overlay on the front side of the face, I do like to have a little connection to the sides of it, depending on where I add the hair's overlay. There is some shading, obviously, as you can see in the arms and the pants, and even the shoes, if you look close enough. It's a little more subtle than not, but it's a way to bring the quality of the more recent generations of skin making to the older designs. Like here you have the older hair design, which looks like really scrambly at the top, almost as if they just took a one of those tools where you can just straight up change the brightness and stuff on the thing just to add some color variation. And then it does have some designs with the straight down, but overall there's not any actual, like, it doesn't feel like there's much effort into the shading. Versus this, you have some effort. And same with over here. Oh, actually, no, not this one. This one, you'll have some effort. And so I'm trying to put that into what I like to be, what I want to be the next generation of skin making, which is having that older feel with newer quality, if you know what I mean. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Next video, I'm gonna get into how I do my next Minecraft video, I should say, I will get into how to actually make skins and my whole process that I do to get into them. I do have a page on Nova Skin. If you search up my gamer tag on Nova Skin, you'll actually find all of my skins that I've made so far. Most of the recent ones have been for the project, but if you guys are curious at all, you can check that out. And yeah, so that's gonna be my next video. And anyways, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you there.